Yes, I can hear you now. And
All right.
off my back, that shit felt so good.
Oh, love it. Love
Yeah,
a good
right.
neck slash back pop. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
That's
this
why chiropractors get paid so much money.
no cap. And because they be fucking. But that's another episode.
I,
They be all laid up, and be like,
if
bro, you
somebody
feel
knows
that?
how
Look,
to.
look, you feel that? Yeah. You feel that? All up in your back. That's why my girl can't go to the chiropractor by herself. There will be no personal chiropractor visits.
No physical therapy of any
Mm.
kind without me present. I'll take
I,
you. I'll
I'll
take you.
YouTube that shit and do it myself.
It's for the culture.
Yeah. Welcome the fuck back to another episode of Sprr. Hey, Tori, if you don't mind hitting that for me one time. You know what the fuck it is. We in the building, y'all. Before I begin, hold up. Let me say thank you to every last one of y'all. I thank y'all, man. Y'all tuned in last time, this time, next time, all that shit, man. I just want to say I appreciate it. We here today with a very, very special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce herself and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So go and let them know who in the building. I already know I said your name, but go and let them know. Make it official.
Hello. My name is Tori, and I am author and creator of Adult Stories with Tori, which we'll get into a little bit. But I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we are happy to have you, Tori. I really do appreciate you for rocking with us today. It is an honor to have you on the show. I definitely want to go ahead and let the people know, like you said, what you do. But let's start with how you doing today.
I am doing amazing. It's been a great day. It's been a very productive day, and a day where I've made some money. So, I mean, all in all, I cannot be mad about it. I'm ending my day with an amazing show and an amazing person. So, can't complain. I'm good.
An amazing day and ending with an amazing show. I couldn't ask better myself. You know, you know
Exactly.
what I mean. So you keep having amazing days. That's what we like to hear. Before we get into the mix, I do have a random question.
Sure.
What is the best gift you've ever received?
The best gift, the
That you,
best gift of
the best
ever.
gift you ever received.
Actually, so that's pretty funny. So I was gifted um, a bracelet that was like it was a token of love, and I then somehow lost the bracelet. And I looked everywhere for it. This was a bracelet with diamonds in it. Like it was, it was expensive. And I was looking everywhere for it. Couldn't find it. Broke down, everything like that. I was all upset. I felt terrible. And this person ended up buying me another one, which is this one right here that I'm still wearing. This was years ago. The thought behind getting a replacement because I was so sad.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. So that'd probably be the best. That's a good question.
Yeah, no, actually, and I was just thinking about it earlier because part of it was what is someone's idea of gifting, because every birthday, Christmas, well, no matter what it is, there's phrases like the thought that counts and things like that, right? So I'm just trying to get an idea: is
Right.
physical gifting really necessary? Or can we genuinely gift someone our time and attention or something genuine like you just mentioned, and then it be as big as a car or something that you would freak out about because it's a material. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, just little.
Absolutely. And I think the reverse is true. Like if you give me something super expensive and outlandish, but there's not really any thought behind it, you just felt like you just were gonna drop a bunch of money and that was gonna do it. I can't. I can't.
And that's kind of where I'm getting with it. These nowadays, look, no, I'm sorry, that's another episode. Now that we have gotten my thoughts out of the way, because
Yeah.
I be tripping. I want to go ahead and get into what it is that you do. Go ahead and share with the people what you do for a living.
Awesome. Well, so what I do is I write in a nutshell, right? And I like to write fictional content that is specifically geared towards adults. And it is on sort of the darker side of things, if you will. So I like to write horror, and I like to write like thrillers and mysteries and things like that. But I also really, really enjoy writing erotica. And I think it's something that, a lot of people don't really expect from women as much, to be expressive of that sexuality in such an open way.
Yeah.
But I like to write very, very erotic and very sometimes shocking content, for adults. So that is hence why we call it adult stories with Tori. They're not all erotic, but they all are definitely made for grown-ups.
The erotica sounds interesting enough, you know what I mean? That, but the horror stories is definitely something that I know is something that I've always kind of liked ever since like the Goosebumps era when I was young.
Yeah.
Movies kind of get to me or got to me in a way back then that they don't get to me now. But I will say reading something kind of gets to me in a different manner because I paint that picture. And what else am I left to paint the picture with other than things that I know scare me and things, you know what I mean? So it's like, it really messes me up. Like,
that's a really good point that you make, because when people see the movie, and after they've read the book, they typically are like, no, not for me. Because what they did was they created their own picture in their head, and it doesn't match up, right? So it definitely has the potential to be even scarier when you put your own spin on it as you're reading it.
When did you start writing? Like, when did this all begin?
Wow. Well, so I've been writing since I was a kid, honestly. I didn't start writing, adult content until much later, obviously. I mean, that'd be a little weird. But
right?
But I probably started writing like seriously when I was 19. I remember specifically because that's when I started working on the bones of a novel. Just the bare bones, the outline of like, okay, who are these people? What's the kind of baseline for the story, and where am I going with it? And so it's been a while. We don't need to know exactly how long, but it's been time.
I've been doing this. That's all you need to know. Look, period. Okay, I'm just playing. Look.
Some time.
But that's what's up. And what would you say like influenced you? What made you like want to start writing?
Man, so number one will always be Stephen King. He is one of my heroes when it comes to like writing, just in general. His creative mind is frighteningly genius, and definitely inspired me when, from the moment I first picked up his first book that I read was Cujo, and I think I was only like 12, and I remember reading it and then looking at my closet door like, there's somebody in there. There's for sure somebody in there. And I remember being scared, but at the same time, like I couldn't put it down. And from that point on, I just was like, I have to, like you mentioned, being creative with your own imagination. There's nothing like it. So definitely Stephen King for a start. And then as I got older, I got into other authors that sort of explore the erotic side of things. Hampton is one of them. She writes really, really great content it's got great storyline, excellent, action and mystery and all kinds of stuff. And then you have elements of like supernatural horror. And then on top of that, she puts in very graphic detailed, well thought out sex scenes.
Okay. Right? Hey, okay, can't be mad at very thought out graphic sex scenes.
Exactly.
When you are getting ready for, your doing of the do, what is your creative process? What do what gets you in the mood?
Man, it really, some of it depends, right? Because it all starts with inspiration. And it could be something as simple as, I take a shower and I have a thought occur to me and I'm like, oh man, I need to elaborate on that right now. Like that's gotta happen. Or sometimes I'll have a dream and the dream will really scare me. I will wake up, one of those dreams where your heart is pounding, you're not sure where you are right away. And I take that and I go, oh, that has to be, we got to explore that. But one thing that is always true for my actual writing process, where I sit down to write, put it on paper, or on laptop in this case, is I will turn everything off. No electronic, anything, like no TV, movies playing in the background, none of that. I will turn on classical music, no lyrics, no nothing, just classical music. And it will just be me and my computer. The reason for that is because if you are listening to anything else while you're working, I love your conducting.
Yeah.
If you're listening to anything else while you're working, at least for me, it can influence the tone of what I'm writing.
No, that is what's up though. Like I said, I might have to take a couple of your techniques on the creative process because that is something that I would think would help, clear my environment out. I just want to know, with the direction you headed in, what's the zeal?
What's the zeal, man? So the zeal behind what I do is in the beauty of creation. Creation is one of the most important, beautiful, and complex things that we do as humans. And it is seeing the fruits of your labor, as it were, when you look at something that you've created, is extremely satisfying.
Yeah.
And then if you can grow that and allow other people to appreciate it and eventually create a legacy, right? Then you kind of, for me, I've achieved the goal. That's the dream, is to leave that mark, leave that legacy. And I think also for me, there are certain books and authors who have, no lie, saved my life from being in really dark spaces. And if I can provide that for someone, again, that leaves that lasting mark, that lasting impression, that long after I'm gone will still linger. So that for me is the deal.
That this moment of silence for your zeal, because it's definitely real. You feel me? It is something that you have no choice but to appreciate. That's authentic. With everything you got going on, only a matter of time before, we see you being promoted on Facebook and everybody using your stuff on TikTok and all the good stuff. What are your plans for the near future here? What do you got coming out? What do you got coming for us?
So going forward, I'm gonna start doing more auditory and visual content as well. So trying to do either little excerpts or even full scale short stories read either on video or potentially even on a podcast format, so that people who are either visually impaired or some people who don't like to sit still for more than a few minutes. I don't know who I could be talking about. Just if it applies, if the shoe fits, place it up. You know what I mean?
Whoever, yeah.
But just providing that accessibility is super important. So I'm going to be working on that as well. And I am in the process of finalizing the novel, the first novel in the series. So looking forward to that as well.
would you happen to have any excerpts you want to read for the people, so maybe, you know what I'm saying, they can see what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. I actually do. It's just a little baby section, because
Okay.
even though they are short stories, some of them can get, with their time commitment of about maybe 20, 30 minutes.
So if you interested in the rest of whatever she got to say, then you can follow the link because I'm gonna post all her stuff down below. But go ahead, Tori, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Why this office, Rose? Gabby looked at her, really looked at her, taking in the view from top to bottom, lingering on her lips, neck, breasts, hips, and legs, as if memorizing the curves. It was Rose's turn to smile knowingly. They were playing a dangerous game, both of them knew, but whether it was the excitement over her new position, this woman's unbelievable allure, or the empowerment of having on no panties and soaking her inner thighs with her own juices as she walked, Rose was in no mood for caution. It's private, Rose said, and closed the door, stepping closer to Gabby. She could smell her cologne and her skin, salty and sweet at once. That it is, Rose. Very, very private. Gabby pushed up against her, sending a thrill through Rose from her center through to her fingertips and drawing a gasp from her. Gabby looked directly into her eyes and said, I'm going to fuck you, Rose, as she closed the blinds. Rose whispered against Gabby's lips, yes, please, and kissed the other woman deeply. That's all we're doing.
God damn, like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a gift. That's a gift to be able to wrap somebody up in what you're talking about, and then they can envision things. Like, I didn't even have to. I'm trying to listen to what you're saying, and I'm picturing old girl and all this extra stuff.
That's awesome.
I put somebody to the picture. You know what I mean? Like, I know y'all gonna check the rest of that one out. So go ahead and hit that link. Before we get up out of here, I do want to give you this time, to give out, all your social medias, and all that good stuff. And even before that, I know you got, maybe anyone you want to shout out that you've been working with or that, is really important to you along the journey that you've been through. I want to give you this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
Of course.
I have to say, it is the things that you and I do when we're writing. You write your music and your lyrics. With my writing as well, it is such a challenge to find people who support that dream genuinely, and who genuinely believe in you. And so I definitely would want to say, Kay Willies is a huge supporter. My best friend, Donna, I've been supporting me since I was more years than I can really count. Okay. So definitely that deserves so much gratitude. And my mom, who is always like my biggest cheerleader. So, and Kay as well, who has been a big support for me. So I'm super grateful for that support, and artists that I come into contact with, like yourself, who really believe in the dream. So I appreciate you.
Most definitely. Yeah. And that's good to hear that you get so much support, you know what I mean? Because that really does matter.
It really does. It makes all the difference.
Yeah.
All the difference.
You're not lying about that one. And so I know, like I said, you got people that are already rocking with you, but for those who are newcomers, where can they find you at? Go ahead, I'm gonna let you tell them.
No, that's okay. So I can be found if you just search adultstorieswithtori.com. Boom, it'll take you right to the website. You can search Adult Stories with Tori on Instagram, Adult Stories with Tori on TikTok, Adult Stories with Tori on Facebook. We try to keep it Consistency is key.
It is.
So any of those platforms, you can absolutely find the newest updates, the newest stories are posted, as well as like news about what's upcoming. So yeah, definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, I know they will. I am. I'm gonna keep up with you for sure, and every step of the way we can. If anything you need from me, make sure you let me know because I got you for sure. And like, yeah, most definitely. This won't be your last time on the show because I see you making so many moves that we're gonna have to come back and be like, girl, da da da. Now you at this and that. What's next? You know what I mean? So like, I'm really looking forward to seeing you progress, and so are the people. Oh yeah.
Likewise, I'm looking forward to seeing that, and looking forward to seeing you grow as well and continue to flourish, man. We're trying to get that success, that legacy,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to say thank you so much, Tori, for real, for coming on the show. I am honored to have you. It is really something that I've been wanting to do, like when I talk to you personally, because this is a craft, like you said, that not too many people are aware of, your standpoint as far as support goes. So like, now that they are maybe a little bit aware that, support is important, just as well as, all your friends who make music and your friends who sell clothes and all this, we are all out here after the same thing, doing what we love. And that's something that I really want them to see. So I'm glad that you were able to come on the show. Like I said, I really do appreciate your time. And like, this won't be your last time, like I said, so I ain't worried. Right. And also, before we go, I got to thank the most important people, me. No.
Yay!
It's you guys. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate every last one of y'all for tuning in. SPRentertainment.com. You can go ahead and get your instrumentals. You can shop. You can get your music needs. You can check up on the podcast. Whatever you got going on, go to SPRentertainment.com. Got everything. Everything. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. I'm going to catch up with y'all next time with the next guest. SPRR. One more time, Tori. Deuces.
Got what you need and that's a guarantee. Fuck what you think, ain't no comparing me. Ain't met a nigga out here scaring me. And I'm right here if you need clarity. Got what you need and that's a guarantee. Fuck what you think, ain't no comparing me. Ain't met a nigga out here scaring me. And I'm right here if you need clarity. Guess what? I heard I was next up. It ain't no surprise, so I'm aiming for the neck up. On the next level, if you want it, then step up. Nigga, I ball. If you ball, then check up. Been chillin' in this bitch, but nigga, now I'm about to get it. Don't fuck with hoes, especially if they act like Jada Pickett. Fuck bitches, get money. When I get it, I'ma spend it. And when I'm in my zone, the nigga spinning like a fidget. Oh, they call me kills. Ain't no stranger to the killing. Fuck how you feel. Give a fuck about your feelings. Bitch, I'm down to chill, but I ain't down to have no chillin'. Yeah, I got the deals, but don't be telling them I'm dealing. I could give a fuck about that shit. I'm about that shit, not about a bitch. I got a sticky, got a dick. I'm in this bitch, I'm getting rich. Look at my wrist, don't talk a tick. I never switch. I plead the fifth. I been legit, my cell legit. I represent my nigga. Got what you need, and that's a guarantee. Fuck what you think, ain't no comparing me. Ain't met a nigga out here scaring me. And I'm right here if you need clarity. Got what you need, and that's a guarantee. Fuck what you think, ain't no comparing me. Ain't met a nigga out here scaring me. And I'm right here if you need clarity.
Black man, who that is? Saginaw, Michigan, is where I live. Posted up in the paint like Shaquille O'Neal. Call a nigga Bradley, cause I'm by my bills. Flow got the fever, bitch, feel my chills. I'm a shark up in the water, can you see my gills? Talking out your neck, I don't give no fucks. Hustle all up in Milwaukee, trying to get my buck. Super freak on my hip, don't test your luck. Tryna walk up on me, homie, she gon' wet you up. Like it's going down, but I elevate. Just thuggin' for my future, like what's up, mate? Bitch, I been great, yeah, they gon' hate. Make your nose bleed, I got flow nays. Got that teeth white, I got Colgate. Need them evergreens, bitch, I'm Postmate.
Got what you need, and that's a guarantee. Fuck what you think, ain't no comparing me. Ain't met a nigga out here scaring me. And I'm right here if you need clarity. Got what you need, and that's a guarantee. Fuck what you think, ain't no comparing me. Ain't met a nigga out here scaring me. And I'm right here if you need clarity.